Hi, hello there. Welcome to my channel, Maze's Life, where I am terrible at managing money, specifically my money, but I'm trying to get better. So with today's video, I'm going to be discussing my Q1 2025 financial milestones. So let's get started. Alright, so if you've watched my other milestone videos, you will see that this all looks very familiar, but I have it updated for this Q1 section right here for 2025. So for those of you who are new, I'll have the previous videos linked down below. But here in column A, these are my financial milestones that I have tracked so far that I want to complete within the next 10 years. So I have my debt-free journey related milestones. I'll have some milestones related to increasing my income, purchasing a house, saving an emergency fund, increasing my credit score to purchase a house, making some savings to purchase a house, then just outright buying a house or not. Then I have some milestones in regards to my retirement one day, hopefully. So in column B, I have the goal dates of when I would like to accomplish those goals by. But as you can see in column C, there are some that I have already completed. Just a few, but I am working my way to getting them all completed. But this is a 10-year goal from when I first started in September of 2023. Which is right here, September 2023. And here you can see my student loans. I want those paid off by August of 2033. Alright, so then let's move on. You can see here from where I started, September, I have this column frozen so we can see, where I've come from. And once I move over, I'm going to move over to 2025 Q4. All right. I'm not going to go too much in depth on my debt-free journey, although now I'm starting to realize that I do not have anything filled out for my loans. So let me go ahead and get that filled in real quick. 1 second. Alright, and I am back. So sorry about that. So, here are my debts. So, with my credit cards, you can see here that I used to have a much higher balance for my Chase Freedom card, but that is slowly lowering. And that is due to me trying to focus off paying off this one because of how high the interest rate is. So I moved on to my California Coast Credit Union because that interest rate is almost 20% lower. I've also moved on to renewing this credit card's balance transfer promotion. The rest of these cards, I just continue to keep paying off. I would love to get another balance transfer promotion card for Chase Freedom, but I got denied because of my credit score, as well as me keep opening and closing credit cards. I guess I'm too high risk. But even though I opened up a new credit card this month, you can see that my credit card debt is still going down. Very, very little. But nonetheless, it is still going down, which is a significant improvement to how my credit card debt has been in the past. My loans, they're still going down as much as they have been in the past. That stays pretty consistent, and you can see my total debt here below. My total debt adds up my total loan debt and my credit card debt. Then, with my debt to income, which I want to bring down in an effort to one day buy a house, you can see that it's still roughly the same as it was at the beginning of the year. Still less than it was from when we first started in September. But I am trying to focus on bringing this down as much as possible so that way I can have a low debt to income for when I purchase a house. You can see here by hovering over it, I calculate this percentage by taking my monthly minimum payments, which did increase slightly due to opening up the new credit card, and then I divide that by my gross primary income. Although I have a second job, although I may receive money here and there from different revenue streams, I'm going to subtract it by my gross primary income because that is what's going to be guaranteed when I go to one day hopefully buy a house. Then I have, that's my gross income, but you can see here that the income that I made was a little bit higher, and that could be either due to my second job or due to stipends that I receive at work, etc., etc. This is just my money that I make gross total. And my goal or my milestone for this is to make 6 figures, which would roughly equate to a minimum of $8,333. But because there may be some fluke months where I do exceed that number, I went ahead and put my milestone as making $8,333 for 3 months in a row. That way it'll hopefully negate any fluke months. Then I have my emergency fund. Currently working on the milestone to have $3,000 in my emergency fund. But that is on hold until I pay off my debts. The rest of these goals I leave blank with just little dashes because I'm not going to start working on those until I accomplish this first one. So I'm not going to be able to start working on my goal to save $6,000 until I first hit the milestone of saving $3,000. And so on and so forth. Then I have my credit score. So my credit score is aimed to one day hopefully purchase a home. You can see where I started here on the left hand side under column E. It's been fluctuating, and that is because of how many times I keep opening and closing credit cards to try to get new balance transfer promotions unlocked. Alright, then I have these goals that I want to save up minimum amounts for when I go to purchase a home. So the first one, I want to save a minimum of $10,000 for the buyer's commission, save $15,000 minimum for the down payment, and then save $10,000 minimum for closing cost. Yes, I know that you can get sellers to pay those costs for the buyer, but I want to have these minimum saved just in case. Better safe than sorry, as well as I also understand that I may get in a situation where I need more than this in either any one given category or in all three, but that will be something that I will handle later down the road. This is just my minimum, so this is my starting point. I would love to buy a house in the year 2027. 27 is my favorite number. 27 is the day I was born on. But things do change. Not all goals are accomplished when you want them to be. You can see here, I saved $1,000 from my emergency fund after the goal date, about 2 months after the goal date. So I understand that things change and they will not always go my way. But this is just the minimum, my starting point that I want to start off at. Then, here, just to buy a house, I just listed it as a milestone here as a yes or no. No, so you see these dashes, you see these blanks. Yes, it'll be highlighted in green. Bright fluorescent green. But until then, we have a long way to go until December of 2027. It'll come quickly, but it's still a long way to go. Alright, then my milestones for me one day purchasing a home. For me one day retiring. Hopefully I live old enough to retire. I would like to have $25,000 invested. And as you can see, I hit that in the month that I would like to. So I wanted to have it by March 2025, and I had it by March 2025. Typically, I track my investments at the beginning of the month. You can see November 7th, January 7th, December 9th, February 7th. But with this goal, I had to track it March 28th. So almost the end of the month, practically the end of the month. That's how I had to track it to make sure I hit that goal, because this is my pension. And I can't just necessarily add money to my pension. I can add money to other investments, but this line item is to track my pension only. And I know there are some of you who are saying I should stop contributing to my retirement until after I pay off debt. Well, I can't. Not with the pension. This is 7% of my income that has to be contributed to the pension. No ifs, ands, or buts. Then there are some of you who are thinking, okay, well, in 10 years, you'll have your debt paid off and you'll be hitting your max Roth IRA contribution by then. Hopefully, why not add other goals? Well, I will when that time comes. But I don't yet know when I'll be able to pay off my debts, and then when I'll be able to contribute to a Roth IRA, and additionally another retirement account, while also in the midst of purchasing a home and paying and affording a mortgage. So those are my financial milestones, and this is how I'm on track to complete them as of quarter 3, March 2025. Thank you for following along. If you stayed to the end of the video, I'd love to have you join this journey with me. So if you hit the subscribe, click the like, and leave a comment down below, I would greatly appreciate it. My next video will be out tomorrow. And additionally, if you have any advice for me, if you would please let me know down below as well. I would also appreciate that as well. But other than that, thank you. And until next time, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.